It all happened in a moment, a most remarkable moment. As moments go, that one appeared no different than any other. If you could somehow pick it up off the timeline and examine it, it would look exactly like every other. It came and it went. It was preceded and succeeded by others just like it. It was one of the countless moments that have marked time since eternity became measurable. But in reality, that particular moment was like none other. For through that segment of time, a spectacular thing happened. God became a man. While the creatures of earth walked unaware, divinity arrived. Heaven opened up and placed her king in a human womb. The omnipotent, in one instant, made himself breakable. He who was larger than the universe became an embryo. And he who sustained the world with a word chose to become dependent upon the nourishment of a young girl. God as a fetus. The creator of life becoming created. God was given eyebrows, elbows, two kidneys, and a belly button. He stretched against the walls and floated in the amniotic fluid of his mother. God had come to earth. He came not as a flash of light or as an unapproachable conqueror, but as one whose first cries were heard by a peasant girl and a sleepy carpenter. The hands that first held him were unmanicured, calloused, and dirty. No silk, no ivory, no hype, no hoopla. Were it not for the shepherds, there would have been no reception. Were it not for the group of stargazers, there would have been no gifts. Angels watched as Mary changed God's diaper. The universe watched with wonder as the Almighty learned to walk. Children played in the streets with him. Jesus may have had pimples. Children played with him. Perhaps the girl down the street had a crush on him, or vice versa. One thing is for sure, he was, while completely divine, completely human. For 33 years, he would feel everything you felt. He felt weak. He felt weary. He was afraid of failure. Think of Jesus in such a light as, well, it seems almost irreverent, doesn't it? It's not something we'd like to do. It's uncomfortable. It is much easier to keep the humanity out of the incarnation. Clean the manure from around the manger, wipe the sweat out of his eyes, pretend he never snored or blew his nose or hit his thumb with a hammer. He's easier to stomach that way. There's something about keeping him divine that keeps him distant, packaged, predictable. But don't do it. For heaven's sake, don't. Let him be as human as he intended to be. Let him into the mire and the muck of our world, for only if we let him in can he pull us out. Can anything make me stop loving you? Are the words of the God who gave everything he had to win your love. I am with you always are the words of the God who in one instant did the impossible to make it all possible for you and me. It all happened in a moment, in one moment, a most miraculous moment. The Word became flesh. There will be another moment. The world will see another instantaneous transformation. You see, in becoming man, God made it possible for man to see God. When Jesus went home, he left the back door open. You see, behind the manger is a cross. The manger is Jesus living among us. The cross is Jesus dying for us. We must see the cross at the manger. We must let Easter invade Christmas. For here is the second transformation, ours. In a moment, God became flesh. Jesus was made for earth. In a moment, we were made for heaven. The next time you use the phrase, just a moment, remember, that's all the time it takes to change the world. Amen.